Hello my friends, and welcome to another watercolor tutorial. Today I'm going to be attempting to paint this aluminum foil heart-shaped helium balloon, and it's inspired by a screenshot that I have from Lindy Pratt, and so she has a video on this, but I have not watched the video because, as I've mentioned in previous tutorials, I try not to watch people's tutorials. I just, if I see a screenshot or like a thumbnail or whatever, I will just go off of that and try to recreate it without seeing their process, because for me that just allows for way more creativity and learning first and foremost. So I have drawn myself out a heart-shaped balloon here. It is, I guess, the easiest thing you can do, I'll just do it quickly on the back for you, is to first just draw a heart, and then you can go back and sort of add these little bumps, because if you ever have seen a helium balloon, the seams are on the outside, like it's the two halves that are kind of joined together, and so when it's blown up, the seams kind of get sucked inwards a little bit like that. So that's why we're adding those bumps, and then there will be like way more bumps up here because it's like there's more angles that are changing there. I hope that makes sense, that explanation. I've just erased mine a tad bit as usual because I don't want to I don't want the pencil marks to show through. So I don't even know how we're gonna do this. This is one of those ones where I was looking at it and I was thinking, yeah, maybe I should just watch the tutorial. But no, I'm gonna try my best. So I'm just penciling in the glare that's going to be on this balloon as well. So it's gonna look something like that. And once again, oh my goodness, that I just saw my, man, I almost tipped the whole glass of water over. And I don't think I've ever tipped it fully over, but I have knocked into it several times where it spilt a lot of water. Anywhoosies, let's get into this finally. So you're gonna want to choose a magenta if you have a magenta color. Do I have a magenta color? Kind of. I used to have this beautiful magenta color and then I ran out of it and I don't have any more of it. And I don't really have a magenta color in this palette, so I'm gonna kind of do a mix of a couple of pinks that I have. Although it's really bothering me, I really wanted a nice fluorescent magenta. It doesn't matter what color you choose. Okay, so gosh, where do we even begin, my friends? So just keep in mind that you don't paint this trapezoid. No, it's not a trapezoid, it's kind of like a diamond shape that we painted. And be mindful of our little divots, or whatever you want to call them. I have my baby monitor in front of me because my baby is sleeping. It is the evening, so she is down for the night. And it is truly the cutest sight ever. I wish I felt comfortable enough with showing you guys, but I don't want to show her on the internet. And yeah, it's adorable. She's kind of laying on her stomach, and that is such a huge milestone because all of her eczema issues, like it was very hard to picture this day coming, because before, if she were to lay on her stomach, it would just be scratch fest or like rubbing her face against the mattress. So how far we have come. So I already would have done something totally differently than how I actually did it. But it would take too much time to explain. So because this, okay, I'll just try to quickly explain it. This, instead of bordering this balloon with the magenta, sorry, I would still border it with the magenta, but what I would do is not focus so much on all these ridges and bumps, because I would go back in with a black, with black to add the ridges and the bumps. Okay, so I just want to be mindful here, because again, I am not somebody that practices my tutorials off camera before I film them. I know that there are some artists that do that, and they kind of like show what you're gonna paint at the beginning of the video, and that's amazing that they have the time to do that and that they even want to do that. Because man, if I had, some of my tutorials are an hour long, if I had to do that twice, that is commitment. So yeah, definitely not on this channel. And I have had, I think, one person say in the past, like, that I should practice so that I'm not wasting your time. But I will not be doing that. Especially now with a baby. I don't know how people do it with multiple kids. Seriously. I've got a fairly easy baby now that she's not scratching, and I can't get very much done in a day. I just remember, so my best friend had a baby 6 months before my daughter was born. So I was telling her, like, this is, sorry, the first 3 months were like the easiest months of babyhood for me so far, at least. She was just sleeping all the time, and I had so much time to do things and to, yeah, like I would tell my friend, oh, these are the things that I did today, and she was like, how do you have time to get all of that done? And I'm like, my child sleeps for like 3-hour stretches, and so I had plenty of time. But at the time when this was all happening, I remember not complaining, but being like, oh my gosh, I don't have any time, like I can't finish any task because she wakes up, and that was me complaining when I had 3 to 4 hour stretches, and I was complaining about not having time, and I kind of want to slap myself, my past self, for that. Because now if I get 2 hours, I'm like, oh my gosh, I have so many things I can get done in that time. And I guess part of it, you become more efficient at doing things, because my husband and I have been saying this a lot. Like, we wasted, and you don't realize this until after you have a kid, but we wasted so much time before our daughter was born. Like, now there is basically no time wasting. You use the very limited time that you have left in a day. You use it. You use it to do the things that you absolutely have to do, because you know, otherwise you can't get anything productive done. Okay, little side note, I don't even know if I said this, but I took black and I added it to this bump and kind of this half of the heart, because our light source clearly is coming from here since the glare is here, so this part is going to be a little bit darker. That was what was going on here. Now, what's tricky is I want this to be a tad bit lighter. It would have been nice if it was a gradient, but the reference I'm following, she did not have a gradient. It was very much like, there's pink, then there's light pink, and then there's white. But I don't like that look. I don't think that looks very realistic. So I'm trying to blend it together, but I don't think that this is gonna work. I will try though. Okay. So where are we? We still have to add the grooves in this balloon to make it look more realistic. It's coming together a lot nicer than I was expecting, like, good news. So I'm gonna take black and add it to that original color, like the magenta color, because I don't want it to be completely black what we're applying. And let's hope that this, who am I kidding? This is not dry, but let me just try it, because I don't want it to be totally dry, because I would like there to be a little bit of blending. So you want to start your little grooves on where 2 humps meet. So the kind of recessed portion. And I wouldn't do it on every single one. Just choose some major ones, and you can always add more later, but like little ones. This is not bad. It's a lot better than I thought it was gonna look. And we can always go back and make some of those darker when it's more dry than it is at the moment. I am gonna just finish off this lip. And then I need a string coming down. Like that, and I'll have one of those little twisty things coming down as well. I'm so bad at those. I really hope I don't mess this up. Yeah, already messed it up. Oh, that'll do, that'll do. I'm just gonna, I think this is a little bit more dry, so I'm gonna pick up that black again, add it into the pink, and we're just gonna define some of these grooves a little bit more. Okay, it's coming together. Now, I think what's gonna make this really realistic, or I wouldn't even call it realistic, but it'll add something to this, is if we take acrylic paint, oh man, sorry, I have to do a little bit of troubleshooting here because my paint exploded. It does that sometimes. Okay, so what I'm gonna do is actually try and tint this a little bit, the white acrylic paint. I'm gonna just tint it so that it's super light pink. Actually, I don't even know if I'm gonna bother with that. I'll just take the white and we're gonna apply it just on some of these, or like around some of these, what do you call it? Grooves, indents. And if I'm honest with you, I don't really know what it's supposed to be, but it's in the reference photo, and I'm sure that it like adds a little bit of natural glare. Okay, so I'm quite pleased with this. I really like how this turned out. It looks a lot better than I was expecting. I also didn't mention that this is for Valentine's Day. It doesn't have to be, but it's going to be released hopefully before Valentine's Day. So let me know what you guys thought about this one. Don't forget to hit like and subscribe, and I will see you guys in the next tutorial.